Alright, let's give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash, the blood to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the true worshippers that worship in the spirit and in the truth. This is the brother Ahmad from the GMS Jamaica Kingston camp, back with another few minutes of truth. And the truth is, this could be our last year. This could be our last year in terms of the of famine of the word. The famine of the word could be this year. And I say that because of all the preparations, planning, and policies that Esau, has been pushing, through the World Economic Forum and through their different government entities and through all the social media policy making, to combat what they deem as mis and disinformation, all right? So they hold the goalposts which they can shift any which side, move it as they like, and they will tell you what is lies and what are lies and what are truths, and that is a war on the truth. All right, that is a war on the truth. This is the National Academies .org, and this says the Nobel Prize Summit fuels initiatives to combat misinformation and disinformation and build trust in science. Now, science, what they say about science is that it's always correcting itself, which means that there is always a mistake being made. But here they want to build complete blind trust in science, which they say is always correcting itself, all right? Because if they study something, and there's many examples of them studying something scientifically, and a few years later or a few months later, what they know to be or what they thought to be true for years changed. They find that it wasn't, through years of observation, and getting knowing, and now that they realize that they were wrong. So they say science is always correcting itself, and that's the wisdom of man, It's foolishness unto the Most High. That's why it's always correcting itself, So, but they want people to blindly trust in their science, their pseudoscience. All right, that's what they want people to trust in, their pseudoscience. All right, and we're gonna read real quick a few things out of this. We're not gonna read everything. You can find it this article for yourself. All right, I want to get this first part here that says, an explosion of misinformation and disinformation have weakened the public deliberation and undermined confidence in science, even as the world faces interconnecting crises such as war, climate change, and the pandemic. And that's another thing, we've hosted a summit recently, and their main focus, they said that their main focus that they want, or what they will be focusing on for 2020, is misinformation and disinformation. What people post on social media. If it goes against the government's narrative, or the narrative that they want to be out there, even if it's a blatant lie, that is what they are going to be cracking down on. That is what is going to be their main focus for 2024. And they've been putting laws and policies in place to set these plans in motion, for 2024. All right. This year is going to be a hell of a year for information, for the truth, This year is going to be a hell of a year for the truth, I believe, through the Spirit. As I said, this year, I could be wrong, but this year could be the famine of the word, sometime this year. But let's see, so it continues to say climate change. Yeah, they find disinformation more important than war, because it says in other faces, the world is facing other crises such as war, war. And I mean, these are between countries that have nuclear weapons, They are nuclear armed countries that are on the brink of war, and misinformation is the most important thing to focus on, right? Fucking ridiculous, It says, to take on this misinfodemic, that's what they're calling it now, I first heard the Yasha Wamba they use this word misinfodemic, and then he explained that it was actually a real word, But it says to take on this misinfodemic, the Nobel Foundation, and the National Academy of Science hosted the Nobel Prize Summit Truth, Trust, and Hope, bringing together the Nobel Prizes of yada yada yada, researchers, policymakers, and citizens for an in-depth exploration of how to combat misinformation and build trust in science, scientists, and the institutions they serve. Yep. They're basically creating a CIA that for misinformation and disinformation, what they deemed it as. And I want to point out this, that look at this right here. It says, held in Washington, D.C., and virtually, the 3-day summit in May attracted more than 700 in-person attendees and over 10,000 online participants from more than 70 countries. Now, they wrote that to make it sound impressive, but it's really not impressive, There's over 8 billion persons on Earth. Only 700 attended, and where there could have been hundreds of millions online if this was if this was the world's, our citizens of the world's main concern, there would be tens of millions, not 10,000, man. Not 10,000 people online. They didn't even have to go. All they had to do was go on their phone and watch this and participate. So this is not an impressive number, for something like this that they would have you believe. So I want to get my first scripture. This is Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. Watch the point now. Because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Because the devil, and the devil means Satan, the devil means the deceivers of this world, man. The so-called white men, that runs the earth, that rules the earth. The Bible says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Who's ruling the earth? It's pretty obvious it's the so-called white men. They are the devils that are going to crack down on people and lock people up, even kill people for misinformation. Just like what they deem as misinformation or disinformation are for the truth, Just like Antiochus Epiphanes did with Antiochus Epiphanes the fourth, in Daniel, in the book of Daniel 8, 8 and 25, verse 25, right? Straight to the point, it says, let's start at 24. It says, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper. As I said, this is talking about in the time of Antiochus Epiphanes the fourth. you know. But it's what they're doing again right now, yo. As the scripture says, there's no new thing under the sun, yo. It says, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken down without hand. Yup. He ain't gonna win, yo. Esau, it's impossible for Esau to win, man. All right, let's get some more points out of this. A few more points. It says the summit. The summit. This is what I want to get out, yo. The summit was the launching ground for the IPIE, which is the International Panel on Information Environment, a new global science organization committed to providing actionable scientific knowledge about threats to the world's information environment. What they are saying is they're going to create policies to fight misinformation and disinformation across the internet, yo. Yeah, across the internet. And even in our daily lives, man, if people are going to be getting fired, penalized, you know, people probably will be getting tickets for saying things that go against the policies or the narrative of the government, yo. You know, maybe you will be reported. And this is actually something that goes on in North Korea, yo. North Korea, it's nothing but draconian measures in North Korea. You cannot speak out against the supreme leader, the so-called supreme leader, yo. All right, you can get locked up or worst, executed, yo, for spreading what they would call misinformation or for speaking against the so-called supreme leader or the government, you know. So this is what they're slowly pushing toward, yo. All right, so it says the organization, which was conceived in 2021, what happened in 2021? The so-called pandemic, right? So that's when a lot of information came out, yo. A lot of truths came out. A lot of people fighting what was going on, yo. A lot of people that was against all the mandates that they were pushing in the pandemic, yo. All right. So it says the organization, which was conceived in 2021 during a breakout session at the first Nobel Prize Summit organized by NAS and the Nobel Foundation, is bringing together researchers from around, and I'm going to stop right there. I want to get one more point. Ooh, I had highlighted something inside from Summit leaders. I highlighted something, yo. I think it's down here. Just give me a sec. See. All right. In addition, spurred by the summit, the Digital Public Goods Alliance and the United Nations Development Program teamed up to issue a global call for open source solutions to combating misinformation and protecting information integrity. You know, after receiving close to 100 submissions, 9 were selected to present at the summit. The solutions submitted from Kenya, France, Brazil, India, and other countries focus on issues such as combating deep fakes, analyzing online news media, verifying online news media actually covers what the men of GMS does, yo. All right. Analyzing online news media, verifying crowdsourced data, and monitoring tech companies' legal terms and their impact on users. In other words, to make sure tech companies such as TikTok, Instagram, Facebook are cracking down on any information that goes against the grain, yo. All right. So to get, you guys, you can read this for yourself. I'm gonna bring out 2 more scriptures, and then that will be it. Just give me a sec. So this is Amos 8:11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord." Yo. So that's the direction we're heading to, yo. Normally you hear the word famine and you think food. There's nothing to eat, yo. And what that shows you is how important the word is and hearing the truth is, yo. You know, even on a regular basis, man, on a daily basis. As the scripture says, man cannot live by bread alone. So you need the word for substance, yo. It's life. These words are life, yo. So imagine you can't hear it. The people, and in those days, people are gonna bug out. People are gonna want to hear the word. So they're scoffing right now, you know. But when they can't hear the truth and they see all this chaos, and draconian laws being implemented, things that we have been telling them, you know, Great Millstone have been telling them for over 30 years, they're going to want to find us. They're going to want to find this information. But what? There's going to be a famine in the land. A famine, not of bread or not of thirst, not of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord, yo. The words of the Lord is what's going to tell you what to do, yo. All right? And verse 12 says, "And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it." Yo, you're not going to find it. Therefore, Romans 11 and 13 says, 13 and 11 says, "And that knowing the time," all right, "that now it is high time, because the famine of the word is close, yo." All right, now it's high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. Yeah, the famine of the word is one of the signs, one of the major signs of the end, yo. You know, and that's what we're patiently waiting on, you know. So with this lesson, I hope was edifying, you know. Once more, let's give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to all the true worshippers.